In this video, we will be explaining our decision as the government to tunnel under the Central Catchment Nature Reserve instead of skirting around it. Regarding the Cross Island Line controversy, the Land Transport Authority is constructing the 50 km Cross Island Line (CRL), which will be the 8th mass rapid transport line. This line will begin in Changi and end at the Jurong Industrial Estate and is scheduled to be completed in 2030. However, the route will coincidentally cut through the Central Catchment Nature Reserve, which upset many environmentalists and sparked debate.
Now we will discuss the pros and cons of skirting around the Central Catchment Nature Reserve. Firstly, by tunneling around the Central Catchment Nature Reserve, there would be no risk of harming the wildlife and their habitats with the construction and operation of the line.
However, this would increase the cost of production for producers since more tunneling would be involved. This method of skirting around the reserve would incur another 9 km of digging, thus more resources, like fuel, which is a factor of production, would be required. Another 2 billion more in expenditure will be incurred according to Minister Koh Boon Kwan. Consumers expect to benefit from the new line by saving travelling time, thus maximizing utility through increased efficiency. However, this method will lengthen the commute for consumers by 6 minutes, thus serving as an inconvenience to train commuters. A more significant negative impact will be the cost incurred by producers and the inconvenience caused to residents living along the intended road due to land acquisition. When the land from houses and businesses are acquired by government, market value compensation must be disbursed to landowners according to the Land Acquisition Act, thus contributing to the cost of production. On the consumer side, underground digging would bring a lot of noise and air pollution to residents living along the intended road through the digging, drilling, and other forms of construction. Originally, the PMB and PMC curve intersects at QM and PM. However, due to the external marginal costs such as noise pollution and water pollution, there will be a divergence of the PMC curve to the SMC curve. This would result in a deadweight loss of area ABC, which would result in underconsumption at QS and overpriced at PS.
Next, we will evaluate the pros and cons of tunneling under the Central Catchment Nature Reserve. First and foremost, this method of routing the CRL would save time for consumers, another 6 more minutes to be exact. Consumers can have 6 more minutes of sleep, 6 more minutes of leisure time, or even 6 more minutes of work, thus increasing work productivity and benefiting the employers and the workforce. It can positively affect the Singapore economy with increased productivity. On the producer side, there would definitely be a save of the $2 billion as mentioned before, and land acquisition will not need to be considered.
In the free market, the PMB curve will intersect the PMC curve at QM, which corresponds to the price level of PM. However, due to the presence of positive externalities such as increased work productivity to the employers and the economy, there will be a divergence of the SMB curve from the PMC curve. Hence, the SMB curve will intersect the SMC curve at QS, which corresponds to the price level of PS. Hence, there will be net benefit foregone, which is represented by the area of ABC. That being said, tunneling under the Central Catchment Nature Reserve could potentially damage this merit good. Central Catchment Nature Reserve is a merit good as it has 2 main sources of market failure that is associated with it, namely imperfect information and positive consumption externalities. In the context of the Central Catchment Nature Reserve, this imperfect information is due to ignorance. Consumers may not understand the importance of the Central Catchment Area as they are ignorant of the benefits that the Central Catchment Area will bring. We, as the government, can also save costs on healthcare as more people would exercise at the parks and nature reserves, carrying out a healthier lifestyle. Thus, there will be external marginal benefit. Environmentalists rejected the idea of tunneling under the Central Nature Catchment Reserve as the construction of this line could lead to ecological and biodiversity damage, such as the disturbance to vegetation from trampling impacts associated with off-trail works and through human and vehicular movement during mobilization or demobilization and site access. There may be disruption to residing wildlife due to noise and drilling too. Water pollution is also a potential issue as surface water quality could be damaged due to sediment loading and pollution from the use of maintenance oil.
Yet, the damage to the Central Catchment Area can be mitigated as seen from the Land Transport Authority's Environmental Impact Assessment, or the EIA. According to a Straits Times report, there would be moderate impact on plants and animals in the nature reserve if mitigation measures are used. Some measures include the wetland buffer zone and fluid containment tanks to contain the pollution. Furthermore, LTA proclaimed that vegetation clearance, cutting or breaking or damaging branches of trees, shrubs, and climbers are strictly prohibited.
By weighing the pros and cons of both digging around and digging under the Central Catchment Nature Reserve, and with our motivations to maximize the welfare of society, we believe that digging under the Central Catchment Nature Reserve would be more ideal. There are many plans to enforce measures that aim to mitigate the cost of tunneling under the reserve, thus recognizing and disproving the claims of environmentalists. The benefit of digging under the reserve outweighs those of digging around the reserve. Hence, we decided to dig under the reserve.